All right, so welcome to the High Altitude Investing live stream. Let me just go ahead and minimize this so that we can get everything nice and visualized here out of the way. Welcome. Today is 12/22/17, and obviously we're going to be going over how to handle panic days because we were pretty optimistic in the last live stream. And then we'll check out the updated wave count for Bitcoin. But let's wait and get everybody in here viewing. So yeah, let's see. So welcome everybody. Looks like we got about 13 people so far. Just kind of let everybody flock in here for the day. All right, so what we experienced today was very obviously an irregular flat top. So let's kind of look at what that is. This is the type of correction that we experienced. And this is why it kind of threw me off in my analysis. But we still have the original targets of 30,000 plus. So we'll get into kind of how we look at this and how we handle this. Okay, Bitcoin dollar. Because remember, in TA, you have to be open to all the possibilities because anything can happen. We are looking at, on my trading view, I was posting that there's a potential head and shoulders. I said done with correction because we had a wave count. And this wave count was correct. There's nothing wrong with this analysis. But sometimes it doesn't do what you planned. And as you can see, I had drawn that, you know, if we have a bear break, we can expect a retest of the 1100 levels down here. So we did have that test. We had, I also posted on my Twitter as well. So if you guys follow me on Twitter or TradingView, then you are updated on this move in the market because I didn't just leave everybody unupdated. So let's come here and check out that update. So I said tune out from the panic, watch support and resistance, bull break target 23 and bear break target 1100. So if we go ahead and look at this chart, I drew this and we had that bear break and touched the $10,000 level. So it overshot a little bit, but we did, you know, we were expecting that type of a correction in the market. Now, what are we looking at here? Is Bitcoin going to go to 5,000? Is Bitcoin going to go to 30,000? In my personal opinion, and you know, I've been watching these markets for a long time now, so I know how they move. Bitcoin is going to go to $30,000 plus, and the reason is because we had an irregular ABC correction. So let's check out flat top ABC Elliott wave. So you can look up these patterns and you can study them and find these patterns and adjust your technical analysis based on that pattern. So this is what we're looking at in Bitcoin. This is what happened, an irregular flat. Now, this actually happened earlier this year. 111 people, nice, very nice. All right, so let's go ahead and check that out. This is what happened earlier this year as well, and I'll point that out to you. But it's a special type of correction, and we've seen it before. So we'll look at that in just a second. But as you can see, if you count the subwaves in the correction, these have an ABC, and then it has an ABC up. Oops. ABC. So the rule is that you never want to panic sell a dip like this. If you sold the bottom, I'm going to tease you just a little bit. I mean, because honestly, like, you should never panic sell any coins. Like, I posted this on my Twitter earlier today because my mom texted me and wanted me to pay my phone bill for the next 6 months because I'm still on the family plan with Bitcoin. And that's just because she recognized that we were having a panic day. Even my mom knows that it's good to buy Bitcoin on days like this. So if we go and we finish the subwave count and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we can see that we have completed that flat top correction ABC, ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in my opinion, we do have the bottom in on Bitcoin. We could retest 10,000 one more time, but this area right here is the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and let you all know that this is where I expect the official bounce to be for Bitcoin. And then let's kind of check out the wave count back here. Now, if we look and we kind of check out the wave count back here in November, we saw that we had another irregular flat top. So it has happened. We have had these types of corrections in crypto before. Should you be panicking? No, obviously not. That's kind of the moral of this entire story here. As you can see, we're landing onto trending support across the entire market cap. The idea that the bubble would pop just below $1 trillion is ridiculous. I mean, go study the internet bubble in the 90s and see how many trillions of market capitalization we got before the hype was over. And with something like cryptocurrency, where we're talking about it being able to have actually a bigger market cap than the internet bubble ever would anyways down the road, we don't really know how high this market cap is going to go before it stops. But you never call the top on a market, and you always buy panic, and you never sell panic. So if we come check out this panic, I will bet my money that in the next 3 to 4 days, anybody that sold the bottom is going to be very regretful that they did that. And I was preaching this exact same thing back when we had this dip right here. And this actually threw me off too. If you remember on my channel, I said, hey, I did not actually predict this dip from 8,000 down. Because I thought that we had finished the waves. Because when I was doing my wave count, I had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I thought that this right here was the top of the 5 wave. And then I started counting this miniature ABC correction inside of there, right? And I thought that we had finished the correction and we were going to take off here. But we caught in a little bit of FOMO, broke through support, and then I let everybody know that we had broken this trend line and we fell back down to these levels. And then I streamed on YouTube and I said, do not panic sell Bitcoin down at 5,000 and 6,000. This is a perfect opportunity to get in. So, you know, since then we saw 240% on the upside. And I see this correction to be the same thing. We're landing onto support. We haven't broken any major bullish trends. If we check the logarithmic scale, which is actually extremely useful for checking parabolic trends like Bitcoin, and kind of getting a bigger picture idea of what's going on, because it scales it out as a linear, instead of the linear movement where you have the cycles, it puts it all into one percentage, as you can see. And the log scale, this trend is extremely strong still. You can draw the trend lines from the lows. Let's go like this, draw the trend lines from the lows. And we still have a very nice trending support on the logarithmic scale. So we still have our parabolic trend intact. Now, I had somebody come and they were like, well, Dallin, you know, they tweeted at me and they're like, doesn't that mean the parabolic trend is broken? Because if you zoom in and then you draw a trend line right here, and this trend line broke and fell, and I was like, no, because the parabolic trend line is actually still valid down to the lowest previous panic. So right here at 7,000 or 8,000, if we break this level, then yeah, the parabolic trend line is broken in Bitcoin, and we can expect a huge correction on the downside. But do we see that as the probable outcome? No, this is extremely bullish. Look at that. That's ramping. That just got started right here. That's extremely bullish. So, you know, in days like this, you have to step back, remember your technical analysis, accept that you're wrong if you were wrong. In the case of my TA, I was aware to the other possibilities, though. I'm always aware to the fact that if we break a trend line, we can come test support, and corrections are extremely healthy. In my opinion, this is actually a good sign for Bitcoin. This means that the market is kind of maturing a little bit. We're having these nice corrections when we start to top out. And every single move, if you measure the moves, you can get percentages. Let's go like this. Price range. Yes, here we go. So you can get percentages. This first little move here was 71%. Then we had, once we started doing these legs up along this trend line, we had a 230% move. And then we had a 170% move. And then we had a 150% move. And then we had a 250% move. So we're just increasingly getting steeper on this trend and growing faster and faster. Some of these moves are going to be more percentage, right? Because this was a more parabolic move. As you can see, it was more parabolic. It was a steeper trend than what we saw right here. So, yeah, healthy volume coming in, trend lines intact. If we did see a break of 8,000, I will be bearish on Bitcoin for the next, year or so. But, I bet my money based on the probable outcome, and I see the probable outcome as holding support in this area. Let's check the live dashboards for questions. All right. Let's see. Is the stream lagging still? I actually went to my brother's house to try and avoid that. I can check on my OBS settings a little bit. I'm using a different computer than I normally use, so maybe my stream settings are a bit too high. Let me check my output bitrate. I can probably lower it here live and adjust it. Encoder and back. Output bitrate, let's go 550. Apply. All right, let's see if that helps with the stream health. All right. But yeah, no, just let me know if the stream health is unbearable. I tried to adjust the settings to reduce the lag. Let me try one more thing here in the settings and see if it helps. Process priority video. Yeah, I won't be able to adjust the setting that I need to here live, so I better not try to. All right, but yeah, so basically we're having a irregular / expanded flat, or at least that's what I am currently calling on the Bitcoin chart. So as far as anybody that is looking to get into cryptocurrency, we are looking at this to be the possible ABC back up here, but we did have a break in support at the 15,000 level, which caused another panic-induced drop down to support levels right here. Like I said, I was talking about this on my Twitter, and I was able to predict that support level by going down here and grabbing this fib retracement. And then I drew from the low of the previous leg to the high of this. And then we can see that that's how you get the Fibonacci retracements for your support and resistance. So we did fall back down onto that support level. And that's kind of what we're watching to hold. Now, with this type of a trend and this type of a move, to confirm the bullish move, we will be looking for this break right here. So you draw descending resistance. So you draw the resistance points that it broke down from. And then you watch for that level to break. So to confirm the bull move up to 30,000, we're watching for that break of 15,000 or somewhere around there, 15 to 15.8 near this descending resistance line. And those lines are extremely useful in these types of corrections. For example, this correction, I knew that this correction was over because I drew a descending resistance line right here. And when it broke bullish out of that descending resistance, it fell back and tested that. support line. It always does that, so you never want to just FOMO in right at the breakout. Wait for something to fall back onto the support. As you can see right here, when we broke the level of 14,000, we had an upward move to 15.2 and tested support at 14.1. So you usually have that in a break of descending resistance, and that will happen again here too. So don't just buy in right when we break that level. Wait for the red candle afterwards. But yeah, that's kind of how you can predict when these corrections are over, or a very good way to see when the coin is done correcting is to use those descending resistance lines and to watch those. So if we look at the current one that we're in, 6-hour candlesticks is pretty good for this over here. Virtually unwatchable. I will be right back. I'm going to adjust one setting, see if I can do it while I'm actually streaming here. I don't know why my computer's lagging so bad though. All right, let's see if this will work. So I went to, let's see, internet speed test. As far as the apartment in which I'm actually living in the town that I'm living in, I have tried to get the fastest internet possible there. Called them, and like literally I've gotten the fastest physical option. So I went down to my brother's house because he's closer to a certain server that allows for faster internet specifically for this stream. And as you can see, I'm doing like 61 megabits download, which should be plenty for this type of a stream. So I don't know if somebody knows some OBS settings. I am on my laptop, which I haven't tried streaming yet with this computer. I generally use my desktop. So it could just be the fact that this is a fresh install of Open Broadcast, and I may need to adjust a setting. So if anybody knows one that I could quickly shift, let me know. I did adjust my resolution just barely to see if that helps. Is it working better, or is it still lagging? Give it just a second because it is loading my newer feed. Changed some settings. Click start from the begging. So let me try turning off the camera, see if that helps. Yeah, this is really frustrating. I've tried everything literally on purpose to eliminate lag in this stream. All right, I eliminated my thing. I'm okay. Open broadcast software, YouTube stream settings. This is how you solve problems on the internet. You just Google your exact question, and you come read a guide on some forum and see what they have to say. Going live on YouTube. Preview. Prepare. let's see. Select bitrate that suits you. Where is that? Select the bitrate, okay. Max bitrate of my encoder. Okay, give me 20 minutes. If you guys can wait 20 minutes to see if I can figure out this streaming issue, because I really do want to get this content out to you guys in a like watchable manner. I have been trying to solve this issue. As you can see, I am in my brother's house, like I said, that has apparently faster internet. So I have been trying to solve this problem, but for now I will just say stay bullish on crypto until I get this figured out in the next 15-20 minutes. I'll try to do it as quickly as possible, and I deeply apologize for the quality of my stream. Like I said, it's something I've been trying to figure out a solution for the past few streams, because it has been getting increasingly more difficult and the quality has been a little bit rough. So give me a minute and I will try to start the stream again very soon. Again, I apologize for everything, and I hope that you guys are staying profitable out there over the next few days and avoiding this panic. Go check my Twitter and just see what I'm saying about all of this. If you do need consistent updates on stuff and you are curious about whether you should sell or not, because I will let you know if a major parabolic trend line is broken, or, you know, I feel like there's a bubble pop scenario, because we're not anywhere near that in my opinion. So, but yeah, I will catch up with you guys hopefully as soon as physically possible. And if any of you guys have any suggestions about OBS, please let me know.